His name is Alex Indiana Jones.
The frogs are turning the fucking water gay.
Oh no. I don't know, do you think that's a good place to begin?
Probably not.
The frogs are turning the water gay. Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to the VRLads. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's our intro.
Special guest Raven. You can already see her sense of humor is going to be great tonight.
Yeah, we have Raven, we have Yuma, we have Thundercheeks, we have T. Hey, what's up, T? How are you? Oh yeah, I forgot he's not here.
I'm being an antisocial fuck. He's not talking.
I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye.
Wait a minute.
All right, fuckos.
Podcast without me.
All right.
No
So
T, no
today
me.
we're going to be talking about how big of a douche pasta
I'll get a new
is.
key.
Oh no!
Oh, Jesus.
So he's not going to come in and punch me or anything.
Hey! You know what? I'm not gonna punch you. I'm gonna dance for you.
All right. Yay.
Hey, I'm doing it.
I'm gonna get back to
for you, my
Mike,
friend.
I'm not
okay,
your
I'll get back
pasta
in my
have our own
chair, too.
dedicated chairs. What the fuck?
I made that one.
Jesus
Yoda,
Christ, pasta.
Buddy long.
That's Baby Yoda, but the size of LeBron James.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm trying to find my editor to change it.
Oh, I hate it so much.
But there's our
Why
special
did you-
guest, Raven.
Because I thought it would be a funny idea. She gave me the idea.
Sorry.
Blame her.
It's my
Blame Yuma.
bad.
High five.
Yuma gives me the
Today we're gonna
stupidest
get-
ideas for avatars.
We're gonna get spooky today.
Show them the sexy. Oh, you want to
Uh-oh.
see fucking spooky?
Getting
You wanna see
fucking spooky.
Show them the sexy R2D2
Yeah.
too.
Ooh,
No.
I already did. I already did.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, spooky.
I was on last episode, but let me find it again. Hold up, where's it at? It's called R2D2, but there's a twist. Hold up, let me see. Here it is.
Oh, that's the wrong.
It's
oh my
horrifying.
God.
It's not the type of horror we're going for.
No, this is just cursed. So today we're while we may be focused on horror, it's also going to be cop themed.
Yeah.
So we're going to be questioning
Because half
you
of my
guys.
stories are gonna have something to do with some cop.
Don't arrest me, Copper. Don't arrest me, Copper.
I'll do anything.
Hey, do me some
We
favors and
always like
maybe
you,
you'll avoid the slammer.
I lost my fucking Kowalski one.
Hello there.
No, so
Hello, dear.
you're just
Would you like to help me
to
get out
Doug
of jail?
Skimadome? Here you go.
I did have, I lost the skipper. I lost
Here's
that one. Okay.
Kowalski.
Here you go.
I lost Kowalski.
Here's Kowalski.
Alright, well this is supposed to be a spooky
Hey,
episode.
everybody.
It's supposed to-
Hey,
I can do her
that's
voice.
cursed. Ooh, you know what? Hey, you know where you belong? You belong in a jar.
This is the Pokemon hat.
Give me
I
your
get the
hat.
meme you're referencing. I'm not a fan.
Ooh. Wait, you don't know it? Pasta,
I know.
Cheek.
I know.
Oh, you do?
I know.
Okay. I was about to send it to you. Have you seen the one?
No, why the
mouse
fuck?
pad?
Have you
have
seen the
that
one
on
where?
speed dial? You know, why the
I
fuck you
don't.
got that on your phone?
I don't. I would have to look for
Have you
it.
seen the one where like it turned yellow because of the radiator? Like the
Yeah,
dude
that's the
placed it
funny
on
concept.
top of his like radio. Oh god.
Yeah, that's the same. Have you seen the mouse pad?
Alright, so that's the most horrifying thing you guys are
Oh.
gonna hear today.
Oh my
That's
God.
been
That was
This is the VRLads podcast.
Hold on, hold on.
We finished our episode today.
Alright.
I'm gonna change characters like 5 times in this episode. I'm gonna be Bones McJones. That's my name. I'm
So,
Bones McJones.
How are we gonna get started, Pasta? You got some horror stories? What's it gonna-
I mean, I could probably use one of my
I
horror
got one, I
characters
got
and
one,
just pop in
okay,
front of the
okay.
camera and just scare somebody.
I
Like,
got
yo,
an
where's Brandon? I just pop in
idea.
front of the camera.
I got a horror story. Okay, hold on a
So
second.
we're
Let
filming
me.
already. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I know
We don't
we're
edit
filming
these.
already. I
Pause this.
edit these. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell a horror story. Actually, I'm not gonna tell a horror story. Instead, I'm gonna look up a playlist of Matt Pat's game theory of Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm just gonna play that on repeat.
The purple man is dead.
The purple man is actually the phone
The
guy.
purple man.
I could search up a copy pasta called Gordon Ramsay and the Curse of the Overcooked
Oh
Steak.
my god.
Oh God, no.
Please don't. Can I just say something though? Can I say something?
Mm.
Because I have and Thundercheeks crashed. That's nice. There's only females in here. I don't know what to do.
I could be a dude if you need me to.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I can change to a dude as well.
Let's
Alright,
do that.
lit.
Let's do that till Cheeks get back.
All right. Yeah, dude, guys' night. If y'all loves guys' night. All right, let's go. Wait, hold up. There we go. Yeah,
So I make fun of Thundercheeks' fucking shitternet.
Okay, I guess guys' night didn't last that long.
Oh my god, how did I know you were going to change it to that one?
Coast is outnumbered.
All right, so.
Austin, why you in Raven? Why is Raven in your chair?
Oh, dude, you have to rejoin the world.
God damn it! I just rejoined. Raven's
I know,
sitting in
I'm
your
sorry.
chair.
No,
I
no.
know, but no, she's sitting right there. You have to rejoin the world because
God.
it messes up the models.
Damn.
All right, but my prompt question, Cheeks. Okay, I guess not. My prompt question. Yeah, sit in the co-host seat. We're taking over the podcast. Okay. No, the question is, what is like the one unreasonable fear that you had, like when you were a kid, sort of, you know? So like, for example, mine was like Five Nights at Freddy's and Slender Man. So like, every night I'd go under my covers and I'd barely be able to breathe, but I'd be like, if I get
In
out,
a world where
Freddy will
one
get
man
me.
has terrible internet. God damn it! Everyone's stacked in the same seats again. I
Are
blame
you
you guys.
serious?
Everyone get out of your seats. Everyone stand up. Everyone stand up. Everyone get out.
I'm standing
Everyone
up.
get out. Get out of your
He's standing
seats.
Squish.
Get out.
stand
Get
up.
out. Get out. Get out, Raven. Get
I'm
out.
on
Post-
my seat. Thundercheeks,
The
I'm
women
on
are
my
taking over the
seat.
show. The women are taking over. God damn it. You guys want to hear some really story? A real scary story. I fucking.
This is the story
I already
of
fucked it. I was
Thundercheeks'
gonna say. I said a real story, and I'm just gonna give up.
Alright, it's okay, Thundercheeks. Oh wait, are we letting the girls
fucked it
take
up.
over this podcast?
I guess they're taking my chairs.
No. Well, I guess I'm your guest star. Welcome to VRLads Girls Night. Hi, everybody. I'm here today to tell you about my Gwyneth Paltrow scented gel. Oh God.
I'm here to tell you about the time I had the murder.
Wait, did you guys hear about that? Did you guys hear about that? Look up. Wait, what is it? It's like Goop or something. Look up Gwyneth Paltrow Goop and like go
Oh,
into
I know what you're
news
talking
and you'll
about.
see. Like no, but like did you see what she decided to
Way
release?
too fucking difficult. Taking pasta
hey.
we're left this.
But you're sitting on Raven.
God damn it, Raven's in here. I was leaning in the goddamn back. I'm real scared of my fucking internet.
Okay, Chief, so you gotta do is you gotta reset. You gotta
She's in
reset
my
your
chair.
chat.
Fucking, she was actually just in my chair. You fucking douchebag.
should be your
I'm disowning you.
should be your
You're no
intro.
longer my daughter. You gotta. You're no longer my daughter. You're my daughter. You're my daughter. I'm sorry. I mean it.
That's the most scariest thing ever is to disown your own daughter.
It's been so eventful. I've been kicked out of the game like 4 times.
Alright, here, Cheeks, here's what you do. What you gotta do is you gotta close VR chat on your Quest and then reopen it, and then you'll be good. Hey, why'd you warn me?
It's in the chair.
Okay,
It looks
okay.
fine to me now. Okay, so
Is Raven right there?
Mhm. Yeah.
you know,
Wait, Cheeks, does Raven look like she's right there?
she's right there.
Are you sure about
Right.
that?
She's right
Yes.
there.
Raven,
very
stand up. Did you stand up for you, Cheeks?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. No one's broken. All right, we're back.
I told you I wasn't broken. You need to prove it to me.
All right, okay. So, can I tell you guys about Gwyneth Paltrow's scary goop? Hold on a second.
I'm gonna tell a story and just talk over pasta.
Wait, no! Cheeks, shut up! No,
We're not
I
talking
need to-
about Gwyneth Paltrow's fucking vagina candles, whatever they're called.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Those candles. Oh God.
Cheek butt crack candles coming out tomorrow night.
Oh,
Coming
no.
to a banner near you.
Honestly, I kind of just want
Coming
to
to a
buy
Hot
one
Topic
of those
near you.
candles, just
No,
so I
coming
can
to a
just.
Spencer's.
Yes.
Just coming to some random stuff. Coming to a 7-Eleven near you.
Coming to a toilet
Coming to a
paper
Salvation
store.
Army near you.
Come to a Blockbuster near you.
Fuck. Coming to a homeless shelter near you. All right, tell your story,
Aw.
Cheeks.
So I got a very simple story of something that was very just odd to me. And I'm not sure if it was just sleep paralysis or what. But I woke up one night just like, you know, you ever had sleep paralysis? It's kind of a weird thing.
I had it once when I was younger, but oh my god, it freaked
Okay.
me out the first time.
So this happens to be probably the only time in my life I actually slept on my back. But I was sleeping on my back. And I swear to Christ, I used to have like a terrible fear of someone breaking into my house when I was a child. So I was sitting and looked at my doorway, and I could swear there was a dude standing there in a
Oh,
hoodie,
man.
fucking pointing a goddamn gun at me. I was like, I was panicking so hard, and I literally got myself to wake up because I panicked when I saw him go from my doorway right to the foot of my bed. Is when I jerked myself awake. I panicked so hard. My brother was getting ready for school, so he was in the hallway in the bathroom, and he just goes, "What the fuck?" He hears me spaz the fuck out in my bed. That's my very simple. Otherwise, I got a bunch of stories that happened to my friend Ryan, and people that things that happened to my brother or something.
I have stories.
Raven,
have I ever told you about my? Have I ever told you about my birth?
I
That's
have
a horror
that
story in
happened,
itself.
like maybe like 3 days ago or like
Pretty much.
a night ago.
Guys, I'm gonna go to my next job interview, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Ben, we found your podcast." I'm like, "All right, see you later."
Hey, we found your podcast.
Oh, all right. Well,
I was planning on doing that for a living, anyways.
hopefully I can make money off
You're
it.
like trying to replace me.
But
They're like, "Hey, Ben, I need you to quit this podcast that you're on." And then you're like, "Well,
it's us or the podcast.
it's us or the podcast. What would you choose? Would you choose your
I'll
true
probably pick
friends, or
that,
would you
honestly.
choose?
I'm picking the job.
You picked the job over. Okay, you know, fine.
But
I would pick Thundercheeks
Raven-
over a job.
Raven, set the mood. Set the mood. Let's get some horror up in here.
Yeah, you're an emo
How-
girl. You can do it.
Excuse me, I'm a fucking god. There's a
Alien music.
I'm kidding.
You're a
How
goth. You
scary.
got this.
How scary are you wanting it? Like on a scale of 1 to I want to fucking.
If I see
Oh,
Pasta Cam
it's
physically get out of the room and
spooky.
run away, that means it's good enough.
Yo, if Pasta Cam wasn't recording, I totally would do that.
Falling down. separated from
Yo,
the
honestly, I feel like that episode 100 idea that I'm not gonna name because I want it to be anonymous is a really good idea.
Just gonna
What do you
name it
think,
anonymous.
No, I mean, like the one that did you see the one that I sent in the group chat? Like, hey, episode 100, we should do this.
No, I'll look at it later. My phone's
Oh
on.
god,
Just like-
no, Cheeks, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
My phone is so
Hold up.
far away.
Well, you know what?
Wake up
Stop
my
being
dog.
lazy.
If I have to get up, like I'll wake up my dog.
Okay. How
Sit
about
on the
this,
foot of my
Yuma?
bed. If I move, she'll wake
I'm gonna
up.
send it to you. I'm gonna send it to Yuma, and I'm gonna have her say what she thinks.
God damn it! You know, I'll wake up my dog, but it's your fault.
I'm sending it in the VR chat, the group chat.
Oh my god. I see it. I
Mm.
see what it is. How would that work?
I don't know.
That wouldn't work well.
It would work. I'd figure out a way. You know, maybe we
You
could
would need
do
3 accounts.
No. Well, yes, but one of those accounts could be my mom.
I have a PC account, so that could work.
My
I have a
arm's in my
PC and
head.
Quest account. That's this one.
I'm walking
Nah,
around
Pasta
myself, and it's quite surreal.
Pasta Cam 2. All right. Man, we got so off topic. All right, let's go back to.
The mood is definitely not that for fucking horror stories.
Well, you know what? Let's make it for horror stories. Hey, Ben, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell the story of how? Hey, shut up, Yuma.
Okay, I'll just talk for myself.
Just fucking Jesus!
Oh
I'm so
man.
rude to Yuma.
Hey, she deserves it.
Does
I
she?
deserve a lot of shit.
All right, but what Buster? What do you want me to tell?
No, I was about to say, where's Gabe at? All right, hold on. We're gonna get T on
I
here in
thought
a
you were
minute.
about to say that.
We've
I have
been
a
live for
story,
19
except
minutes
that's-
approximately. We haven't told
Hey.
a
It's not exactly
single story. Well, actually, we've told a single story.
Buster, hurry the fuck up.
All right, no, what I was gonna say is, dang it! Now I forgot what I was gonna say. No.
Was it gonna be the one from my haunted house experience?
Oh no! I was about to say, why don't you tell the Yeah, I remember. Why don't you tell the story of how you didn't get to tell the story of the bear?
I'm not. Just,
Oh my
like I said, it's gonna be a running joke. No one's ever gonna hear the story of the bear. No one's gonna ever hear the story of the bear. It's gonna
No,
be a running
exactly.
joke.
No
You guys
one
are
is
gonna live with it.
ever gonna hear the story of the
No one-
bear.
No one is ever gonna hear this story. We're gonna mention it in every single video, and I'm never gonna talk about it. I'm never gonna say it again. Because Pasta fucked up the recording the first time. He's a fucking amateur.
And you're gonna have comments
Oh,
like,
hey, I'm not
"Story of
an
the bear."
amateur anymore.
You,
What is the
you will never
story
know
of the
the
bear?
story of the bear.
Well, okay, here's the thing, Cheeks. I actually, sometimes I rewatch the podcast because I find them entertaining.
Yeah,
Like, you guys probably don't do that, do you?
yeah,
I do.
Alright, but,
I do.
okay, but, I rewatched the first episode, and you mentioned the name of the bear. So, like, and
Yeah.
that was after...
Yeah, no one's
So
ever gonna hear me
basically-
say a damn word about it. They can Google it themselves. They're never gonna hear it.
They're never gonna hear you talk
They're
about
never
how
gonna
much of a
fucking hear
legend...
it.
How legendary it was.
There's a legendary ass bear, and no one wanted to hear it. And Pasta fucked up the recording, so you guys never get the pleasure of it again.
Wait, but what about Raven? Look at Raven's face. Look how sad it is.
I
Look
said
how
no!
goth it is.
Jesus!
Like, honestly,
I
Cheeks,
glitched on
if
the
you
floor
told...
for that.
if you told the story of the bear, I'd probably just edit it out.
No, you're not. None of you. Bring it again. You lost all privileges to hear the story of the
He used
bear.
to like pretend to
Oh.
start saying it and then like make it seem like he.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend,
Like,
dude.
it's
At the
not
end of every episode, we're gonna make. Oh, that's enough time. We're about to tell the story of the bear. Oh,
wait,
sorry,
maybe
that's all the
next
time we
time.
have.
That's every
But
outro.
okay, so we're wanting spooky stories, right?
Yeah. Make it a funny, spooky story, though. I got my bucket of chicken. I'm ready to listen.
I mean, I don't think it'd be really funny or kind of like.
None of mine are
Boo!
funny.
It's based off of something that
One
scares
and
me.
nine are funny.
Boo! All right, go. Let's do it.
So, me and Cleo were in a world on here, and it was
Oh,
like an
God.
avatar world. But the
Oh, so
world
you guys
had
were
this-
having a little sausage party in there. All right, sounds cool.
No, she was getting an avatar, and there was this
Yeah, an
button
avatar for a
that-
sausage party.
Don't question me. Look at my headset. Actually, I knocked out the cord. Plug in the camera.
When you would push the audio, the sound would play. And there's this sound that I had heard before, and I think it's used to kind of like mess with your mind. And like it's different for everyone. But when I heard it, I freaked out so bad that I had to leave, and I was shaking very badly because it causes me to have panic attacks every time I hear it. Well, we had gotten Virgo to listen to it. And he said it felt like he was having a seizure, but for me it sounded like a possessed lady screaming, because it starts off with the orchestra music, but then it goes to like this high-pitched sound.
Oh, so you
So
guys
that
show me that
night-
sound then.
I don't know where I can't find it, and I refuse to look for it because I was shaking so bad.
I
But
would
that
like
night,
YouTube recommendations for the next few weeks. But you can fuck up.
That was the same.
wait.
Who is
It's not done.
Dankersor? I don't know this dude. Why is he asking me to invite him to the podcast?
He's not on the podcast. Well, now
He's
you've
not
been
on the
mentioned on the
podcast.
podcast. This is as far as you get.
But, that night,
As far as you're getting.
that night I couldn't sleep. It got me to like 4 before I could go to sleep because that sound was just playing over and over in my mind. And there's this other thing that terrifies me called Homino's Hell. It's not the poem or anything or the urban legend, but it's the picture that scares me. That's something I cannot look at. And
Wait,
it
what
got
is
to the
it called?
point where I was thinking of that sound to the point that I started to imagine the fucking Tomino in the corner of my room to the point I couldn't sleep. It was
Like Camino. How do you spell that?
Tomino. Tomino. If you fucking send me that
How-
picture, I'm leaving the podcast.
How creepy is it? I want to see it.
I don't know. Anybody else got any like really weird phobias?
TOMINOSL.
Yes. This isn't. I don't think it's well, it might be a phobia. But it's not a very big fear, but I get very creeped out by the moon.
Yuma, that is not that scary.
I have a weird thing with like fucking sketchy looking pictures, like where it looks like it's been sketched out.
Ooh,
I can't find it.
Slender
I
Man
can't
is coming
find it.
after you. Ooh.
Okay, so-
Oh, mosquito! Ah!
I have an actual phobia of clowns. That's not a joke. Most people say they don't like clowns, but I have literally a fear. I've gotten over it to the point where clowns don't bug me anymore. But when I was a kid, the worst nightmare I ever had that had me woken up crying. I was walking down the street my dreams are always so weird, but they make sense to me while I'm in the dream.
Cheeks,
What?
let me interrupt you for just a second, because I had one of two options there. I could have either said, why do you hang out with me? Or I could have said, how do you live with yourself? Like, I couldn't figure out which one, that's why I'm so late at it.
I had a dream as a kid that like took me weeks to get over because I was in the dream. I was walking down the street. Clown grabs me by the shoulder, like spins me around, points me at a like creepy looking house in the middle of the field. He's like, "Hey, that's where I'm gonna kill you." Literally,
So you
like
basically
lightning
met
struck,
Oh my god.
and I fucking
Basically,
woke up. So
That's
hard.
why I'm gonna kill you!
No, I'm not joking. I panicked so hard that I could barely sleep for a week because I was terrified.
Yeah, I had those kinds of dreams. I can't remember any.
And also,
Oh.
it's
Sorry,
a really
it's
weird
related to
phobia it's not even a listed phobia, but claymation movies have always bugged me to the point where I can't watch them. To this day, I can't watch any movie that's claymation.
man.
Like Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, I hated all of them because I could never
Really?
watch them.
Dude, I love Chicken Run.
I win watching stuff like that. It's not that it scares me; it's just it makes me uncomfortable.
Also, Yuma, thank you very much for introducing me to that image, because now I just look behind me and I imagined it.
Good job.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find
is
it. I couldn't
Hey, I'm
find
not
it.
scared of it. I'm just, I imagined it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go under my covers when I
No,
sleep tonight.
No, but that's all you guys got to know. I've always
is it a
winced
world
watching
here, or is it
claymation
an actual
movies.
picture?
No.
Hey, I'll
It's,
send you what to
current
look up.
It's a Japanese urban legend.
I'll send you the keywords to search up for it, Raven, so that way you can
Okay.
suffer with me.
Fun
Yeah.
fact.
Bro,
You know the
you have to get
creepypasta
really
Laughing Jack?
scared.
I know you probably don't because you don't like clowns. But Laughing
No.
Jack actually cured my
Here
fear
it
of
is. Camino
clowns.
Hell.
Nice.
Is it song? Hold on, there's a
No, it's a-
song?
No, the picture of it. The picture is what terrifies me. The poem and
Oh my
everything doesn't scare
god,
me.
this is so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, my turtles just scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god.
Wait, you saw
Okay.
the image?
Yeah. It's not
bro.
that scary.
Ah, shit! Now I gotta just
Scary.
check behind me every few seconds. Whenever I check behind me,
I'm
my
gonna
bird
let
is
you know I'm
just
gonna turn
sitting
down
there.
a multi-million-dollar deal if someone offered me to voice act in a claymation movie. I would turn it down because I know I would
Why?
never show up to a premiere for it.
Then say no. Here's what you do, Cheeks. Night of the premiere, get extremely sick. Where is Gabe? Ah, man. We're gonna have him show up in the middle.
No, but that's the only thing I consider like a weird fear that I have because lots of people hate clowns, but claymation movies and stop motion stuff bothers
I
me.
used to be afraid of them. I'm a huge ass afraid of spiders. Like, I will fucking run.
Oh man.
Fuck spiders.
I used to have a thing in my old
God.
basement because there's so many spiders down there, and it seemed to actually work. Where I'd kill a spider and like leave it there for a little bit, and literally I noticed the difference in how many spiders I was having. Just letting them know what's going to happen if you walk on this wall.
Has T been asking for invites?
No,
Okay, well you might want to invite him to the world.
fucking douchebag.
He's online. It's a bro moment if I've ever heard one. So everybody, this podcast is also going to be featuring NotColdTea. He's only going to be here for approximately.
Okay,
half
that's
a minute.
one. I'm glad he didn't hear that one because I know he would abuse me.
Claymation.
Because my friends, I told my friends that because we used to do a thing on our Twitch streams called Storytime Sunday, where I told them that. And then I just got nothing but clips from claymation movies for a week.
Well, Cheeks, you know the kind of friend I am, right?
Shit, a shit one. That's why I insult you
Yeah,
on every
exactly.
podcast.
Exactly. Ow, man! I dropped my controller.
Do I look somewhat
yeah, exactly.
normal right now? Because I hope I do.
I
'cause if
mean,
it's sitting
yeah.
like-
I mean, look.
You do.
Thing is, whenever you draw attention to it, then that's when it doesn't look normal. So nice job. You
Sure,
made
sure.
yourself made yourself aware of it.
Yeah, but
I'm going to strangle.
don't
What's
tell
his name?
just don't tell Gabe about that one because I know Gabe's gonna abuse me. Because you guys want to know what Gabe's like behind the scenes? Every time I tell a story, he repeats it to me for the next 2 weeks. He
You wanna know about
remembers
the
them in
move?
great detail.
You want to know
Let me
about
tell
the
you
booth?
guys, like, oh no, there's a really weird time where I was scrolling through iFunny and some guy decided to be a dick. He posted a photo of what's that fucking guy's name? Jeff the Killer, I think was the creepypasta.
Yes.
Eh.
And the caption was "Hi Ben." I'm like, okay, hold on.
Hi, Ben.
Just someone's like, you know what? Let's pick a random common name and put it on a fucking meme and then send it out in the iFunny.
Wait,
Actually,
hold on a
there's
second.
pasta called Ben Drown. So they were
Whoa,
calling me from Canada,
Thundercheeks is
except I
dead!
was Ben.
Who?
Ben drowned.
Huh?
Do you not know the creepypasta
I
known as
never
Ben
liked that
drowned?
one. I never thought that one was that interesting.
Dang it, now I'm creeped out. I have to sleep under my covers tonight. I blame you guys. I'm doing this for the sake of entertainment.
There is one. It's
I am
doing this for
entertainment.
the Sonic one. I forgot the Sonic EXE.
Exe. Okay, no, here's the thing.
Except
I've
when
seen that
PewDiePie fucking
creepypasta.
killed the creepypasta because he played it on a YouTube vid and then fucking he's still alive. He just killed the creepypasta.
Bruh. No, honestly, like I'm gonna change it into this guy. Whenever I first watched that one creepypasta, or like the Sonic EXE one, I wasn't creeped out because I was like, this is a stupid one. That's all I really got to say about it.
That's it. It's fucking Forrest Gump. And that's all I had to say about that.
No, like legit, I just think that one's stupid. That one's just a stupid little game, and like whoever.
One time I met Outfox, do you guys just see me in the video? I saw one of your videos the other day.
Only one.
That's it.
Now legit though, that creepypasta is the laziest creepypasta ever made.
Which one?
That's my personal opinion. Sonic.exe.
Yeah. Well, they made a whole ass game. That's not really that lazy.
No, exactly. No. Because that's the game. Like, that game sucks. It's not even that creepy. I could play that with the lights off, like just a flashing screen, and I wouldn't be scared, not one bit. Maybe if my bird wasn't in my room, then I'd be scared. But I mean,
like the bird's like, reality check. I'm still here, bitch.
Yeah, reality check. You're not alone in here.
Remember, you gotta feed me too.
Guys, I want to let you know I have a deep hatred of horror movies because I am so unentertained by them.
Hey, what if we do a VRLads movie night?
I went with some girls to see Poltergeist, like when the remake came out. They were screaming every time there was a pop-up or something. But when there was this scene where a CGI tree comes in and starts dragging the kid, they were like screaming the whole time, and I was laughing because the effect looked so fucking bad.
Hey, guys, I have an idea actually. Let's do a VRLads movie night.
I guess, yeah, but did you see what kind of pasta? There's a little thing that kind of makes it hard to watch a fucking movie.
Wait, what?
It's called Quest. We can't see what PCs can see.
No, I'm saying let's go on Discord. Duh. VRLads movie night on Discord.
Just record our audio somewhere else.
Oh no, we don't need to record it. Let's just have a VRLads movie night.
Okay. I'll just watch a movie.
That's just my idea.
I've been watching The Witcher. It's about as good as everybody said it is. I'm happy. I'm on the
what?
I'm on the 5th episode now.
What is it?
I'm gonna be the
Witcher. Just I finally joined the trend of watching it. I've bought the game, or I've tried to get into the game like 4 or 5 times. It's just not there.
I guess you could say it's a pretty.
Can we talk about how you look like a big yellow dildo?
He's like, I'm changing.
Raven, can we hear an actual scary story? We've done nothing but cut everybody off and talk about creepypasta.
Give us a scary story.
Like the most scariest one I can think of.
I'm not going to say a word until you say anything.
Okay. So.
Hey Raven, shut up! I have something else to say.
I continue.
I can't flip you off of this damn thing, so I'm just gonna like.
Rock on, dude.
Alright. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm not gonna say a single word until you go ahead and.
Raven, one more thing before you start. Why is the rest of your skin is a little low res, but your fucking little scarf you have, like the detail on it is so good for some reason compared to the rest of the skin.
You can thank Amber for that.
I like Amber. Amber's the Louis Vuitton of fucking VR chat crafters.
But
okay, Raven, let's get terrify me.
The most scariest story that I have that the most scariest story that I have, it's true. It was in 2010 because this, oh god, it terrified me to this day. But I was like, I don't care anymore. Me and my stepsisters would literally go to our neighbor's house and we would crash at her place because we would like watch movies and shit. One day she randomly asked, "Hey, does your parents have a Ouija board?" I'm like, oh god. please, no. And I'm like, yeah, we have 3 of them at the house. Which one do you want? Do you want original or glow in the dark?
I never fuck with Ouija boards.
It's nothing to mess with, but to me,
Don't goof with demons. The
No,
demons will
don't-
goof with you right back.
whoever watches this, I don't recommend playing with them because this legit is not fun. So she wanted to know because she felt like that she was being followed, and I was like, okay, like let me go ask. So I grabbed one of my dad's Ouija boards, and so we put it in the we sat in her living room.
He has multiple Ouija boards.
He's got 2 of them that are original. No, 2 of them. One of them that's glowing. God.
What the fuck
One of
does he
them's
have 2
original-
Ouija boards?
No, he's got 3. He's got 3.
Why? I have 0.
One of them's original. The other 2 are glow in the dark. Like people
Nice.
just legit gave them the Ouija board, like no questions asked. He's like, okay, dude, he's got a voodoo cabinet. I don't touch that shit. But we went upstairs. We set up the Ouija board in the middle of the living room. We turned off all the lights. We had candles literally circling around me, my 2 stepsisters, and then my our neighbor from upstairs. I kid you not, she was like, I need y'all to do something for me. And I was like, okay, what? She's like, I need you to bring a cross with you. Or go down to your house, get a cross, bring it back upstairs. I'm like, why? I'm like, it's just for precaution. I'm like, okay. I go grab my
Knowing you,
Saints
Raven,
cross.
I know you don't have any crosses just on hand. You go buy
I
one.
actually do. No, I actually do. It's a black Saints cross, and I got it for my 13th birthday, and it's amazing.
Oh, nice.
I lost it. I
Nice.
think I lost it, but I'm not sure. I hope I can find it again.
Nice.
But
Continue.
but we went upstairs. We had our crosses in our hand. I had mine that I got for my birthday on my 13th birthday. My sisters borrowed one from me because I had extras that my grandmother gave me, and I'm like, I'm not really that
It just never ends.
I'm sorry.
Just don't mess the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't even get in my chair properly. Okay. It just never ends.
So, so we went upstairs, had a crosses. She grabbed a jar off of her, somewhere. She's like, I need you to pluck a thing of your hair. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what did you do?
You're like,
to
okay,
piss someone
bitch.
off of
Hold
it?"
up.
She said, because if what we're doing is actually real and I'm being followed, and it might be like a witch that she knew in her past life, then if we plug our hair, and she made a little a ritual jar to put our hairs in so that way we're protected from any kind of evil and shit. I was like, okay. I plucked the biggest chunk out of my fucking hair like an idiot, and I just I'm actually protecting myself.
Rip it out of your fucking skull.
I was like, I'm
You know, I
getting
like that
extra
side shaped
protected
look.
here. And so what she did, she lit the candles up. And take note, I'm okay with supernatural stuff, but she had a creepy ass painting in the background that was like a fucking Scream. She painted a picture of some Scream, and I was like, this fucking thing terrifies me. We're doing this in the dark in the living room with candlelight. Can you take that shit down first? She leaves it up, and I'm like, you're a dick. But we literally we said a prayer, but I'm not very religious. I know there's a heaven, I know there's a hell, I believe in the God and devil and all that stuff, but I'm just like, I don't pray, so I guess I'll see what I can do. And so we got out the Ouija board, we set it all up, and then we started to ask, of course, the basic questions: is there anyone there? If there's no response, you wait about 5 minutes until something happens. We waited almost 15 minutes until the damn thing started moving. I'm like, I'm gonna give up. As soon as I said it, it moved to yes. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's gotta be someone fucking with you at that point. 'Cause you already got so many hands on it.
But this thing, it felt like someone was legit forcefully trying to move it, and we were lightly touching it. And I was like, this is so weird.
I can't tell
And
if
so
Pasta
we-
crashed or not.
Nope, he's good.
No, he good.
He's just like,
Squish doesn't say anything, but you know.
I'm looking for the
She always just stares at pasta cam like a cow stares at an oncoming train. Just knows it's there. Nothing you can do about it. But after 15 minutes, it moved.
After 15 minutes, it moved to yes. It moved to yes. And so we asked it how many people. It moved to 3, and I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, this is not going to be well. We found out, we asked it basic questions like, how old are you? Found out there was a little 7-year-old girl following her. And I was like, this is so sad. Like, why is she following you? She doesn't remember how she passed. She remembers that she was in a car accident. And it was like she got lost, so she attached her to my friend that was living at the apartments with us. I'm like, well, this is upsetting. Like, I feel so bad for this little girl. But at least she's following my friend, so that way she can be like, because she would legit move stuff in the house. Like, if you had like a little cat figure, she would move it to a different part of the house, so that way she knows, hey, I'm here, can you play with me? And I thought that was adorable, because it's a little girl. Like, what are you gonna do with a little girl?
Oh, little deep girl, you're so cute.
And then we asked, is there anybody else with you? Yes. And then someone's like, okay, can we talk to them? So we were being nice to them so that we were not rude as fuck and do something stupid. And I asked, how old are you? It was a 34-year-old woman. She found out I was like, wait, I know you're not supposed to ask like the name, but we didn't. We strictly do not, on a Ouija board, do not ask its name, because that just makes it worse, and you open up a portal to something that should not be opened.
To your fucking home.
So we asked, how did you die? Found out she had tuberculosis, and she lost her child when she was young. So the little girl found out that she has been taking care of this little girl while she's with my friend, and I was like, oh, well that's super nice. Like, there's people
that's
in the
a movie
afterlife
script right there.
But it's not
that's perfect. Like, you should make a movie. You should make a movie after that.
Wait, where do Yuma go?
Oh no! Oh,
You've been kidnapped by the little demon child.
Should I just keep
Give
going?
me my daughter back, you little child.
You know, I feel like this podcast.
Give me my demon child.
I'm not gonna lie.
In the name of the Lord,
I feel
give me
like
my child back.
this podcast specifically is gonna be a little bit cursed. This is your fault.
I'm all for it.
Give me my child.
Okay, should I just keep going then? Should I just keep going?
There she is. She good. Get in your fucking chair.
Hold on, one second. I have something to do.
Please don't play it. Please don't play it.
That's all I hear. Yuma. Here's the thing. Okay, I listened to that song. I listened to that sound, and I've heard it before. Like, I hate that sound too. But all I can hear from it is E.
See, for me, it sounds like a possessed girl.
No. It sounds like that to me too. But it's like the only thing that like there's two things that come to mind. One is the wait, what's it called? One is like, yeah, it's like really creepy. Ha ha ha. I'm so triggered right now. But the other one is just like it's just. How do I explain it? It's
EA Sports. That's what that originally is from. Is they just put the E from EA Sports?
Oh no!
Put it in a fucking hole.
Sorry, something Chrome started playing.
What?
I said something Chrome started playing on my phone.
Oh.
But shall I continue?
Yeah. Casting couch.
34-year-old girl.
So there was a 7-year-old and a 34-year-old.
Okay. 34-year-old woman, 7-year-old girl.
1 second.
Stop.
Shut up. We're at. We have like. Let's end it in like 6 minutes. 7
Oh
minutes.
shit, then I gotta wrap this up.
8
Okay.
minutes.
We need a little bit
We gotta
longer
do
than
8.
that.
No, we're at 47 minutes, dude.
Oh,
Let's do like a
Raven,
55-minute podcast.
okay.
Okay.
Raven,
So-
continue.
We kept asking and found out there was a 57-year-old man. He'd lost his wife in a fire, and then all of a sudden he hung himself. And I was like, oh, well, that's upsetting. I'm sorry to hear.
Well, I don't think it's something like where you could just say all of a sudden he did this, because I'm pretty sure that he just did it, like out of the fact that his wife
legit,
died.
Like, I figured the house fire started, and then he legit went into depression, and then finally hung himself.
Bruh,
Like that stuff.
do you think
but-
he enjoyed it? Because I know some people. Okay, I can't say that. I'm sorry.
Bad pasta.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But,
I
we
try
were
to be funny
asking
sometimes, but it doesn't work.
Shut up!
But we asked the dude questions because we asked the other two questions. So we all of a sudden heard like something pick up and then drop. Like if you pick up a refrigerator, just drop on the ground. It was that fucking loud. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Found out one of them did not like us asking questions, like certain questions. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck do you want us to ask? And it legit went to the little girl. It said hide. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean by hide? She's like, run. And I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? You got what? All of a sudden,
You look like that SpongeBob meme.
the little girl,
Oh no, the
the little 7-year-old girl was telling us to
Mr.
run and
Krabs
hide.
said getting ready to run.
It starts doing
And I'm
like that. The SpongeBob chase music starts playing. It's like do 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 do.
Okay, but
But then
what
all
did you do
of a
after that?
Like we heard the loud bang, and then all of a sudden we all jumped. And I freaked a little bit. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" All of a sudden we see the lights starting to flicker in the hallway. I'm like, "What is like?" I thought you said you turned off all the lights. She's like, "I did." So
Hey,
she went
Cheeks.
towards.
What?
I just kind of realized something when I was looking at the recording.
Pasta. Did you not fucking record?
It might have to do with the audio.
Did you forget to do the fucking audio again?
No, I'm joking. Actually, we're fine.
Okay, jeez.
I just wanted to.
I just looked at
This is the
T's
scariest
fucking
story of all.
description of himself on his fucking request. It says, "I will become Thundercheeks." Again, I'm famous.
I will become
Yeah,
Thundercheeks.
okay. So Raven, what'd you do? I'll be
Okay,
honest
so-
with this. Everyone, shut the fuck up.
So what happened was that she went to go see what's wrong, and then she like fucking jumped and came back. I'm like, what is going on? She's like, there's something wrong with my cat. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? She's like, there's something wrong with my fucking cat. I'm like, she has a black cat, so this doesn't help us at all. So I legit got went to the living room.
Wait, does
The
that cat have the N-word pass, bro?
Shut up.
So I went to go see. The cat was literally on its like completely laid down. It legit opened its mouth, made a demonic sound, had its eyes rolled back, and then started crawling on top of the ceiling like no fucking joke. I flipped my shit.
Yo, I fell out of the world! No,
So,
you know what I was about to
like,
say, Chiefs?
you
You
just
know what I was
fucking
about to
leave?
say?
Or did you pull a
No.
total white person? You're like, I'm spending the night anyway.
I did. I pulled a total white person.
Yo, Cheeks, you know what I was about to say? For a cat,
Yeah.
you're a pretty cool dog.
Don't you ever say
Let
some
me
goofy shit like that to me again?
So basically what happened is when I saw the cat, I legit went back to everyone holding it up in a fucking thing. I'm like, we need to end and say goodbye, because if you don't, the portal is left open like a fucking bitch. So all of a sudden we hear banging on the door, and I'm like, who the fuck? And then my stepsister was like, I tried to call Dad to get him up here to help us. I'm like, you are an idiot. It's like fucking 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. You know how pissed he's gonna be? And that's the funny part. It's like 3 o'clock is the witching hour. So, not a good idea also.
Don't
so,
call this celebrity at 3 a.m. because they're dead.
and so I went to go look, and I'm like, there's nobody there because there's a people on the door, and I'm like, there's nobody there. All of a sudden, the banging got louder, and I'm like, who is it? All you hear is like a low whisper. I'm like, hello? I went to open the door, which I shouldn't fucking have. There was nobody there still, so I went and locked the door. Then all of a sudden, I hear, like in the Paranormal Activity movie, where you just hear someone scream and then a big bang happens. That fucking shit happened. Like no
Yuma,
joke.
thank you for showing me that image because now I'm thinking about it again. You know, I might ask her out on a date.
Well, Raven, I have heard that once when I was at a buddy's house. I'm pretty sure it's, you know.
The title of this episode will be called The Witching Hour.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for this. And so we all huddled in a fucking thing. I tried to contact my mom. We tried to contact my stepdad. So all of a sudden we heard more banging, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, who is it? And it's like, it's your dad. Open the fucking door. And I was like, what? I looked in the people, and I'm like, oh my god, it is you. He's like, what the hell did y'all do? And I'm like, I don't know. What happened? Because we thought we woke up the neighbor downstairs because we were upstairs. And I'm like, oh fuck, we're in trouble now. No, my fucking idiot stepsister called her mom and called and they called my dad. I'm like, you are a fucking idiot. First off, we were going to end this. Here's the thing. We didn't end it. We didn't say goodbye, so we left it upstairs with the candles still lit. That night, I couldn't sleep. All of a sudden, I woke up like I was in the sleep paralysis. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I can't move anything. I see a dark figure in the corner, and I'm like, yo, go to
Like,
fucking
of all ways
bed.
to go out. This could be kind of
I
cool.
swear to God, if I see that tonight, I'm going to, I think I can legally sue you. I can do it. I will call my lawyer.
Shut up.
Me or Raven?
You look like a beanbag. Shut up.
But I saw a dark figure, and I'm like, bro, I thought it was my little brother, my sisters, or somebody, because we legit had my neighbor come downstairs and sleep with us in my room. And I was like, bro, you need to go to bed. It's like, I try to look over to my side. I'm like, I think it may be 5 or still 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Go your ass to sleep. The thing hissed at me, and I was like, what the fuck, bitch?
You're like, motherfucker. What bills you paying in this house to be kissing at me?
Wait, so did you close it? Wait, is it not being closed to this day?
Nope.
Dude, that thing's gonna come to me now! Come on! Hey, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. If that thing comes at me, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Come lay down with me, please. That's how you have to befriend it.
Any of you ever have like fucking chronic nightmares? You ever had the same nightmare a couple of times?
Yes. It fucking
I had
terrifies
when my
me.
great grandmother passed away.
You know, my dad.
I want to hear. I want to tell mine. I want to hear Squish give one because Squish hasn't talked this whole time.
All right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we have 3 more stories: Cheeks, Yuma, me, and then we're gonna outro.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm still going. I'm still gonna go because I still.
Yeah, keep going. Because you know what?
You said it wasn't closed to this day, so I thought we were done. I thought it was over.
Can you just say goodbye to it right now? Just be like, hey, bye. Please don't haunt my friend.
See you later, homeboy.
But here's the weird thing. When I saw the dark figure and I told her to go to bed and it hissed at me, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, go your ass to bed. Here's the thing. It fucking turned around and I saw red eyes. I was like, oh, hi.
Hey. Oh, hey.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
The thing was,
General Kenobi. The dark figure turns into General Grievous. You go, you pull out your lightsaber, your light schlong. All right, let's.
Here's the thing. It wasn't anyone. I'm like, we didn't have a mask to do this. We didn't have any costumes. I'm like, can you go away, please? And it shook his head no, and I was like, oh, well, at least I'm getting a conversation out of you while I'm fucking paralyzed to my bed. Thanks, man.
Hey, you know
And I'm
what?
like-
Hey, if it
and
comes
I'm
to
like-
me, I hope it's in the form of Kanye West as Dino. We're always gonna
But
mention
here's the
that
weird thing.
poster in the
Here's the
episode.
weird thing. It wasn't after me. I asked, what do you want? And it pointed to my friend that was living upstairs. And I was like, you're after her?
Just
And
give it
it
a
shook his
thumbs
head
up
yes.
and leave.
And I'm like, okay, can you, I'll be like, okay, can you leave for the night? Like, can you just up and fuck off so I can sleep for once? Like, insomnia is bad enough. And it slowly started to disappear, but the eyes stayed where it was. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then I was able to move, so I'm like, pulled my covers up over my head. I'm like, yeah, there's no place like go the fuck to sleep now.
Yo, okay, I know that tonight I'm just gonna pull my covers over my head and do like that. That's it. I'm not dealing with that. Like, I get sleep
I know I'm gonna
paralysis. I
shower
don't
and
care.
go
I'm
to
closing
bed.
my eyes. I'm gonna
I
let
ain't
whatever
afraid
happen
of
happen.
shit.
The thing was
Unless you
agree.
play a
that
claymation movie on
I-
Comedy Central.
I went to
But I
sleep.
really
I finally
do
passed
hope,
out.
like, I'm actually starting to genuinely hope that if it shows up, it turns into Dino. Is that
Here's
how
the
it works?
thing, I finally went to sleep. But the
This
thing
story
was
has gone
that-
off on so many tangents because Raven goes, here's the thing. But wait.
Here's the thing.
But
Here's the thing. It's like John
The
Leave me
weird
Mulaney.
alone.
part is... Okay, keep going. You go.
When I finally
Here's
fell
the
asleep,
thing.
Alright, keep going.
when I woke up, everyone was still asleep. So I'm like, okay, she didn't lock her door because we didn't lock it. So I went back upstairs. I went to look around the house. Her cat literally was just like meowing at the door because she wanted food. So I'm like, be nice. I give her food. I'm like, are you fucking not climbing on the walls again? Like, are you? I poked her. I'm like, are you okay now? And she goes, well, and then goes back to eating. I'm like, you're a dick cat. You're a fucking dick.
It was a very elaborate way for the cat to get food.
And I'm like, okay.
I don't want to sit
so I went-
down.
So I went into the living room and I see the Ouija board was moved, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. And so all of a sudden I feel a cold breath on the back of my neck. I turn around and there's nobody there, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore than I originally have to, but I'm going to end this for myself.
Man, maybe it was the ghost of Jim Henson.
Hey, don't diss him. He's a cool dude. He makes great.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So-
why his breath was cold on the back of your neck. He's a cool dude.
And so what I did is I went to the Ouija board. I said my goodbye, and it went straight to goodbye for me. Now my stepsisters and my friend didn't close it. I closed it for myself, so I'm not a part of this.
You selfish bitch.
Okay, so it's not gonna come to me.
No.
Good.
And so I went to check to see, because the candles were moved and there was wax all over the floor. I see a cross in the candle wax. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was my friend's cross, and I went to take the wax off. The cross was bent out of shape, and the diamond in the middle was missing. And I was like, oh, fucking lovely. Hey.
Alright, bro, I'm head out.
I'm about to head out.
So I found her cross, and I found my the other two crosses that I let my stepsister use. I still had mine on because it was around my neck. I was smart and had it around my neck. So I left the Ouija board where it is, and I put the cross up on the table to where she could see it with the jar that we put our hairs in. Now I went to look at the jar. Our hair was still in it. And I was like, okay, that's normal. I'm just gonna put the jar on the
Is that a-
table.
I can't tell if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
No, it's if it disappears, it's a bad sign. If it's still there, it's a good sign. That means that there was no witch involved and stuff. There was no witchcraft
Right.
whatsoever. And so I went downstairs. Everyone was waking up, and I was like, "Hey, you remember what we did last night, right?" She's like, "Yeah, bits and pieces, but I remember the fucked up cat part." I'm like, "Yeah, about that." There was more shit that happened last night that we originally thought. She's like, what? I'm like, when we messed with the Ouija board and we left, we didn't say goodbye. I went back up to your house, to your apartment. And she's like, okay, what'd you do? I'm like, well, your cat was scratching the door. And so I fed your cat. I went back to the Ouija board. I said it goodbye. And it legit went straight to goodbye. But something was in the candle wax when I was cleaning and everything up. She's like, what did you see? I'm like, I saw your cross. And she's like, what about it? I'm like, it was bent out of shape, like into a little ball, and the diamond was
Is it
missing out of
maybe
the middle.
because it was
Like,
sitting in a thing of hot wax, maybe?
no, no, this was sterling silver. Sterling silver cannot be bent easily.
So a werewolf got to it then.
Werewolves can't touch silver. You know.
Ooh, spooky.
Spook. Spook.
So she's like, that was my grandmother's cross. What the fuck, Thunder?
Get spooky. Ooh.
And so she's like, that was my grandmother's cross before she passed. Before, like, she gave it to me before she passed. And so I told her the only thing I didn't check was the ceiling because the cat was literally crawling on the ceiling. She's like, I really don't want to go back into there. I really don't want to go back in. I'm like, do you want me to? And I'll take a picture of it. And she's like, sure. So I went back into the house. I could still feel that cold chill up my spine. I'm like,
Why are we all skeletons?
And so I took a picture of the ceiling because it looked normal for me. But as soon as it shows up on picture, you see the cat where it looked like it scratched all over the ceiling. And I was like, what the fuck? I went to touch it and there's no scratch marks. But as soon as I take the picture again, it's still there for it. I was like, this is weird. Like, this isn't photoshopped on my phone. I'm stupid and I'm not stupid. I'm not smart enough to know how to use Photoshop. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain this to her. And so I went back downstairs. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your ceiling. But I went to take a picture of it and it turned into this. And she saw all the scratch marks. And she's like, is that what it's now? And I'm like, there's nothing on the ceiling just when I take a picture of it. So she went upstairs and all of a sudden she sees all the scratch marks on the ceiling. I went back in upstairs and then all of a sudden I see all the scratch marks. I'm like, what the fuck? It wasn't up here before when I took pictures. And I'm like, there's something.
Yuma's just a pile of bones now.
Okay.
Oh
All
shoot!
right.
Oh god! Oh god! Nothing. Sorry, I'm stupid.
And so I'm
I
like,
felt I felt something on my chair. That's probably just
Think about it. All of
creepy,
us with VR headsets on right now are sitting in a room by ourselves with no peripheral vision whatsoever.
I know
There
exactly.
could be something
So,
sitting behind you, staring at you, just letting you know this.
hey, don't jinx it, my friend. Do not. Oh god. Like no, cause I have my VR headset on, and there's so many noises in the background. I'm not sure if it's my bird. I'm not sure if my chair's just creaking.
Probably your bird.
And I'm not.
The fucker's annoying.
Hey, don't diss my bird like that. I love you, Brony. Hey, you'll protect me from any demons, right?
I never squish.
You'll attack him, right? Hey, he responded.
Straight at you. Squish is gonna request an invite back eventually.
but when I told her straight up, you need to say goodbye to this. Otherwise, whatever we just did is going to get attached to you and it's going to get 10 times worse. And then she didn't do it. Like a fucking idiot. My stepsisters did it.
She was
They
knowing
said
you. She
goodbye
went
to
to camping.
No, she.
All right, we
legitimately
gotta wrap it up
did
soon, Raven.
We need Squish here.
Yeah, we need Yuma.
So we're gonna keep it up as long as it takes for her to get back.
But all I know is
Start making up some things too.
All I know is
Start
I'm
making shit
protected.
up.
My stepsisters
The
are
entire
protected,
West
but
family.
she's-
Your friends just like, nah, I'm with the company.
No, she's still being followed, but there's a dark spirit that's following her now. Whatever she didn't
Yeah.
do, there's a fucking demonic spirit following her.
Gross.
To
Hey,
this day,
Roni
he
promised that
contacted
he'd
me.
protect me.
Fucking gross. Well, I got. Unless Raven has any more details, I just got something simple of nightmares I used to have all the time. So
Nope, I'm done.
it's gonna sound really weird.
Wait,
You
did
ever
she
seen
close
the
it?
live?
Did she say goodbye?
No, she
No,
never said goodbye.
She never did.
So is she like still haunted to this day?
Yo, Squish
Mhm.
just got off.
And she
You know, I
still
invited her.
sends me. She like sends me snaps.
There
selfies.
she is, a founder.
Like she
I love
still
that girl.
sends pictures of her house and stuff and herself, and there's still that black entity in the background. And I'm
Just
like,
chilling.
oh fuck. No,
Yo,
it gets
dude,
closer
he's just
every
like-
time. It gets
Yo,
closer
yo,
every time she
yo.
takes a picture.
Like, okay,
Alright.
next time she sends a picture, send it through a group chat or something. I want to see this.
But yeah,
But also,
guys, I'll tell you something.
like, dude, like, she should try to get to know that entity. Like, you know, be like, hey, you want to watch a movie or
Most of-
something like that.
Yo, most of my fears are really weird. So, guys, when I was little, you ever seen the live action Scooby Doo movies, like the original ones where they go
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
amusement park? And you
Mhm.
know that big old weird looking monster that was in that movie?
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you mean like Scrappy Doo whenever he turned into a giant?
Whatever that giant thing was, like giant skinny fucking ugly thing was. Bad
Oh, the
CGI.
Oh,
The
yeah, no,
weird
I
looking
remember.
Chihuahua thing. Like really bad
Yeah, the thing
Chihuahua.
looks like a death claw from Fallout, kinda. But
It's like those
So,
things that transformed into the people.
this becomes surprisingly wholesome because for weeks and weeks and weeks after I saw that movie, I had nightmares about that thing. Like it just being in my dreams all the time, and I hated it.
Ronan, I
then
swear to
just
God, if you're
one
freaking
day,
out-
I
never mind.
I started having dreams about it again, but instead me and him became like best friends. So every time I saw him in a dream after that, like we were homies. And I was so happy because it's a really weird thing because I had chronic nightmares about it for so long, and then me and him become friends. It's like, this is another thing I can write as a script for a movie. Is just good old friend.
Oh,
Another really weird chronic nightmare I had as a kid was you
Ronnie?
know Fantastic Four? You know the Thing, the big rock guy?
Mhm.
I had a dream where he just beat the fucking shit out of me for like 10
Holy
minutes.
shit, Hunter.
You know, I just don't remember ever being that scared. I just remember it being really weird because I'm like, he's a good guy and he beats the fuck out of me. Like I'd be getting slammed, punched through my freaking like bedroom walls. I just be getting my fucking ass beat. And it's just some really weird shit. Because now I think about it, it's always so funny to me. Because we'd be having like a straight up superhero fight. I would be hitting him with like fucking sock'em boppers, and this man would be throwing me through walls and slamming me on the ground. It's like I had sock'em boppers on my goddamn hand.
All right, well, I think that it's about time we end the podcast. Oh,
Squish didn't
God.
get a chance to say. Let's Squish say something.
Okay,
Shit
story.
knows.
Yeah, okay, I'll let Squish. Oh, okay, we're going there. All right, yeah. Say something, Yuma. Go ahead.
I'm scared to now.
You better
There's
say it.
multiple things to use against me. So I had this dream one night.
Hey,
So
Yuma,
I've had
Yuma,
multiple-
Yuma. Hey, shh.
Damn it!
Shh. E. E. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Fucking Thunder.
Sorry.
I don't know what he
Keep
was
going,
doing, so I
Yuma.
turned my volume all the way down.
Okay,
Please don't do it again. Please don't do it again. I don't know what
Alright.
you're doing.
pasta.
E.
Pasta. I will
Okay.
fucking.
Ow.
Before, a while back, my great grandmother had passed away. But the thing is, before
Yep.
she had passed away, I had this dream that she was in my room and we were just playing, and she goes, "I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be going away soon, and I'll be going to a better place, and I'll be okay, I promise." And then my grandmother comes in and tells her it's time to go, and then the next morning my mom told me she passed away. I was like, "Oh shit." Well, then I had another dream one night before my great aunt passed away that me and my grandma had gone to her house. I was like, "What are we doing here?" She's like, "I just need something." I go, "But she's dead. You know that, right?" The next morning, I was told she had passed away. I was like, "Oh shit." And one more thing happened. So I
Dude.
had this dream that me, my mom, and my stepdad were heading home from somewhere, and there was this dog that had gotten hit. So we had stopped to see if we could help it, but it was in total shock and was just being very aggressive. And we had known that it didn't have much time left, so there wasn't anything we could do. But because of that, can I just fucking get up again?
Yeah.
Sorry, but because of that, I started going. Well, there's a cat. There has to be a cat. There's a cat somewhere, and I was just stuck in my head. Like, we need to find a cat. It's gotten hurt. I wake up, and the lady that I babysit for, god damn it, that I babysit for, sent me a message saying, "Hey, Forrest got hit by a car today."
Well,
And I was like,
that's it.
Hey, can you hurry up and dream about me? Because I kind of want to, kick the bucket.
no.
But I've had weird shit like that too. Like,
Hey, no, like,
before-
honestly.
no, the day before Robin Williams died, I had a dream that I was hanging out with Robin Williams, and it bugged me so bad because I wake up in the morning, and that day you find out that Robin Williams died. I was like, hold on. I never think about Robin Williams. I never see movies with Robin Williams, but the day before he fucking dies, I have a dream about Robin Williams. Same thing with Stephen Hawking. I never think about that man, then I had a dream about him, and then like 2 days later he died. I'm like, oh my god, all right, get sick of this shit. If I ever have a dream about Shakira, because Shakira's a fucking beautiful woman, I'm gonna be bad because I'm like, god damn it, that means Shakira's gonna die.
I remember I had a dream before someone died. Yeah, do you guys know Etika?
Etika?
I've heard
The Atika
Streamer?
They called it multiple things.
Yeah.
The dude that got
Etika,
hyped with the new Halo.
Oh, no. He was a Nintendo streamer on YouTube.
He's the dude that really freaked out when some Smash Bros character was revealed.
Oh, yeah, no, like every Smash Brothers character that was revealed, he freaked out. He, sometimes he would, break his, desk over it, It was, over the top. A few days before he went missing, I dreamed that I was, oh man, it was so weird.
You had a meet and greet?
No, it wasn't a meet and greet. It was a live stream. I had a dream where I was watching an Etika live stream, and then either the day after that or 2 days later, he went missing, and 3 days later after that, he was found dead.
Oh,
and I was like, and I just kind of felt like, oh man, I was part of Etika's last live stream, and I was really sad about it. Anyways, that's what I really got to say about it. Because he's my favorite YouTuber.
Squish is quickie.
All right.
I'm sorry.
How about on the casting couch? Hey, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Stand here.
Just
No.
So, a job that I wanted to do besides voice acting was either a crime scene cleaner or just someone who worked with bodies, because I had always found those things interesting. Yeah, basically. And I had a dream one night that I kind of worked in a morgue, and I would basically figure out how the person died and then take care of the body and make it presentable for funerals and stuff like that. Basically, kind of a mix of different things. And these people were God motherfucking damn it, whatever. These people were sending me a package for some reason, but the thing is, the package had the person in it. And it came in 2 different packages, and they were bloody and stuff. And for some reason, I had my mom and my grandma there, and they had looked at me, and for some reason, I couldn't do it. I was looking at them going, this is wrong. This isn't right. It shouldn't be like this. And so I had to get my mom and stuff to do it. And me and my mom had both kept saying it was a girl. It was always referred to as a she and as a child. And I remember the next morning that, for some reason, my grandma and my mom in the dream both had mostly my grandma, had a bond to the little package, the little baby. Well, that's what my grandma, because I told her about it, and she was saying, I don't think you'd be able to handle children. but probably not. But then I started to remember, my grandmother actually had a miscarriage before she had my mom. And for some reason, I keep linking my aunt that I never got to meet to the little package because of how my mom and my grandma were reacting to it.
Oh.
And my grandma kind of agreed.
Fucking weird.
Yeah. It was really
That's
creepy.
pretty epic, bro.
The thing is, that's like one of the only dreams that stick with me. I can remember every fucking detail.
Nice.
You know, I couldn't really remember the details of the Etika dream that I had. It was just, I just remembered, like, being a part of that live stream. Wait, no, I was wrong. I'm wrong. No, it was after Etika died. That's when I had the dream. What happened was actually, like, I was dreaming about it, and then I, like, that morning I woke up and I was like, oh man, I wonder when Etika's gonna live stream again. And then it took me like an hour to remember, oh yeah, Etika died.
I kind of did that when my brother first left for boot camp. It was like 2 days after he left, I walked into his bedroom to tell him something, and I'm like, aw. Just in a brief bummer moment, I realized he wasn't there.
Yeah, I almost cried whenever I realized that. I don't know, I think there might have been something before Etika died. I just don't remember. I'm bad at remembering things in general. Yeah. But rest in peace, Etika. Anyways, so I think that should be.
But my name's Thundercheeks, and you know what? Today, I feel like I'm gonna do the fucking outro. You know what? Fuck you. I'm taking over. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Aww.
Go in the corner. Go in the corner. All right. So this has been VRLads. So I'd like to thank Raven for coming. Raven's been a friend of the show for as long as we can remember. She'll probably show up in some skits we make if we need some female voices.
Please.
So you guys, what? Okay, so Pasta Squish, you guys have anything else to say while you're standing in the corner there?
I still fucking feed you back like a fucking macaroni.